Hey, what's up guys? It's been 1000 Joe, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about all of the fallen Yugitubers. Damn you, Thanos! Alright, so all jokes aside, this what this video is I make the joke about it because if you guys don't know, I made this joke online with some of the, the current and some of the past Yugitubers who have since moved on from Yu-Gi-Oh! So what this list is, the top 10 fallen Yugitubers, or really it's, former Yugitubers, but I figured you guys would get a giggle out of it. We're talking about 10 Yugitubers that no longer make Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, but their Yu-Gi-Oh! Content was so superb that it definitely left a mark and is an inspiration to those of us who either make it today and will probably continue to make in the future. So, starting off, I want to go with the not number one. I guess we'll go with the. For the first person on this list is we're going to have Dragon Duelist Girl. Amanda LaPalme is a talented, and I do mean talented, artist. And I believe that is what she does now. I think she's more of a Twitch streamer where she streams her art. And she's still very much involved in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, but as of right now, she doesn't make Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube videos anymore. So she's the first one on our list of fallen Yugitubers. The next one is we're going to have from across the pond is Olinthio. I don't really know what's been going on much in his realm, his neck of the woods, as of late, because he hasn't posted anything as of that I know of for a while here. But Olinthio is, I think, to be honest with you guys, this is going to come off as weird, but he was always like, as far as I'm concerned, as far as it goes over there in like Europe and England and all that, I think that to me he's one of the more prominent Yugitubers, or was, I should say, and he was the go-to Yugituber for me personally. That's from that region, and even though I hate his favorite deck, which is Heralds, but you got to admit the guy did know his stuff, and his other deck that he was known for was shooting Quasar Dragon, and that was back in the day. You guys don't even know. Alright, the next one on the list is probably a lesser known one, but definitely somebody that I actually personally got to meet, and I got to interview him for Yu-Gi-Oh! On my old channel, the one that's on the Unbound Brian channel, back when it was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, is the Kiko. The Kiko 25X. I mean, he had two channels that were the same name, both were the same content, it's just he couldn't monetize on his older channel for some reason, so he made another one. But the point is, the Kiko, Mike, he used to make Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos and YouTube Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, and then after that he took a break from Yu-Gi-Oh! I believe it was because he lost all his cards in a natural disaster. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was a flood or a tornado. But he lives like in the middle of that area of the United States where that happens a lot. So, and he lost all his cards. It might have been a fire. I can't remember. It's been a long time, and these are cards. They're not invincible. They're gonna be broken and all that stuff. And he just fell out of favor with that of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of that. And after that, he did try to come back to YouTube for a bit, doing like action figure reviews. He used to, because he's a 90s kid like me. So he used to, he had all these Power Ranger action figures, and that was cool, but I think he just wasn't getting the content that he wanted. And plus, like, I've kept track with him a little bit on Instagram, because, I knew the guy personally, or somewhat personally, I should say. He had a kid. From an outsider looking in, that's what it looks like. It looks like, to me, that he decided he wanted to focus more on being a dad than being a YouTube personality, which I can't say that he chose wrong, if that's the case. The next one on my list is the best dressed in the contest, the RJB0. That was probably the worst impression of him, but he does kind of talk like that. And I really liked his content especially because he was always about bringing in that he was always about taking that casual level and bringing them up to that competitive level with your casual deck, and he was very good at that. That was one of his little tricks that, I don't know, it was just something that RJ could do really well to me. He was also very charismatic on screen. Like you enjoyed watching him. He has a goofy sense of humor, which if you guys watch me, you probably either have heard of RJ or you'll just like personalities with a silly sense of humor. So if you haven't seen him, you should check him out. It's pretty funny. I mean, all his videos are a little out of date, but they're enjoyable for their time frame. Speaking of funny guys, the next guy on the list is Waffles. He, I think the thing that he was most known for was the Yu-Gi-Oh skits that he used to do, because he used to do some just wacky ones. And I mean, he was good for Yugitubing and all that stuff too, but I think that was the thing he was most known for, was that. Unfortunately, the last time I saw him make a video, he went from Yu-Gi-Oh, he started doing video game content, and then I haven't heard anything of him since. But one of the things that I do know about Waffles was that he did get rid of all of his Yu-Gi-Oh content. So even if you guys went to his channel, it's gone. You can't watch it. You can't even watch the old stuff. And I don't know why he did that. I'm sure I think he did make a video on the topic, but I think he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore. And sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh's not for everybody, and and for some people, their Yu-Gi-Oh is only for them for a short period of time. There's people who, like me, I will probably play Yu-Gi-Oh until they stop making Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but and maybe even after then. Let's just be honest. But yeah. Alright, the next one is another talented artist on our list. Just like Amanda Palm at the beginning, the next one on our list is Vayu Enthusiast. And she is also extremely talented. Last I heard, I think she had a webcomic out right now. So if you go over to her channel, it's called Oh Nips now. I think it's a bit of a joke there, but because I think that one of the pictures that she's known for on the internet, she's topless. You can't see anything, but she's technically topless. And I think that I don't really know too much about it. I don't want to lie here, but I feel like that's her channel name is kind of like a joke to that. But, or you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just the vibe I get off of it. But she's a very talented artist. She, I enjoyed her videos when she was making Yu-Gi-Oh content, and she was just a very bubbly person. Easy to watch. You could definitely stay entertained, and it was just overall good content. Alright, next one on my list is another lady who I actually got the privilege to interview for you guys, so make sure you guys go check out that video. I know, shameless plug. Is Starstrike. She no longer makes Yu-Gi-Oh content anymore, but you know what? That's okay. I'm pretty sure that she's just kind of moved on with life right now. Last I heard, I think I think she even mentions it in that video, or at least she mentioned it to me somewhere along the line of talking to her and getting her to do the interview. She mentioned she was in college. She has a romantic partner, and they are, from last I saw on Twitter, they're tight. So I wouldn't be shocked if wedding bells were in her future. Just saying. Just wouldn't be shocked. But the idea is that I think she decided that she wanted to move on from Yu-Gi-Oh, as many Yu-Gi-Oh players do, and she decided college was what was more important than playing a children's card game, which she's not wrong. But that's the last I heard of her. Then we cut to another successful person who has moved on from Yu-Gi-Oh, Underworld 6667, Dan, who I've had the the privilege of interacting with, mostly just online, but I have talked to him. I've gotten some workout tips and things like that, which I am horrible at sticking to. Oh god, you guys, for now I'm starting to think I should never hit 1,000 subscribers, because then I'll actually have to work out. Yeah, because if you, in case you guys are new here, there's a thing, or if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll go to a Yu-Gi-Oh event, the closest one I can go to, dressed as Ben 10,000. So you guys better pray that I lose some weight before then, because you guys will be blind. Anyway, to cut back to what we're supposed to be talking about, Underworld 6667, Dan, he now, as I recall, he is basically like a vendor, basically. From last I heard, he runs his own business. I think he also works for another bigger corporation. I don't know too much about what Dan does for a living, but I do know he vends at like lots of cons and things like that. He sells like mats, and I know he sells trading cards, and I think he sells even figures and stuff now. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but I have to go do some research on that part. But I know he sells stuff at cons now, and so he's very much still part of the geek community. He just doesn't make Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube videos anymore, which is fine. You know, people move on. It happens. The next one's a little. These last two are going to be a little close to my heart space. I know it does exist, but this one is Yugi No No. This guy's probably the guy who really probably got me actually thinking I could do Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube videos, because I have a wacky sense of humor, as you guys have probably noticed with my goofy comments and my slapstick-esque humor with my little toy here. But the point is that I saw Yugi No No do videos, and he does like skits and stuff, which is a little bit like I'm really not good with skits, but he did it, and he did it so well, and he was so funny, and I was like, man, I wish I could do something like that. And then I decided to kind of branch out and do my own Yugitubing thing. So like, so there was that. So the Yu-Gi-Oh Jesus is no longer a Yugituber. He's tried to do more like skits and funny stuff as far as the Yugitube space is concerned, but I don't think it's caught as well as he would like. But that doesn't mean you should give up. I mean, if I was in his situation, I would just keep trying different things and see what works. I mean, he clearly likes to make content, but I think he just doesn't like being stuck in the Yu-Gi-Oh bubble. Which, I don't have that problem. I've got 2 channels. Learning from other Yugitubers, pro tip. Current and fallen alike. So, yeah. The next one is the one that really hits home for a lot of us Yugitubers, because it's very much the idea that eventually some of us have had probably a lot of dread and thought thinking about is eventually moving on from here, is Galactic God. The ultimate move on among us Yugitubers. Galactic God, if you guys don't know, he was like the oldest guy among us that played Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think part of it was, I think he was, last I heard, he said something about, I think he was getting married, and I know he had a kid. He had a kid who was like 10 years old or something like that, because he's like a decade older than the rest of us that are still in and were doing Yugitubing. So, yeah, and I think that he had just finished college and was starting like a new job or something, last I heard. So I think that he just decided that it was time for him to move on from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because he just, from his own words, I think in the last video, he said something along the lines of not having enough time to edit. And if, and unlike the kind of Yugitubers like, I want to say like DZeef and Simo and Jonathan Moore and Asian Eyes, and hopefully, and Meg Kappa G, and maybe hopefully myself someday, if in the near future, want this to be like a full-time job. That was never the case for Galactic God. He was more of a, I think he did like a vanilla job, if you will, like like everybody else, like a 9 to 5, and then he, did Yugitubing on the side. And I think as once you got kids and romantic partners involved in all that, and you have to make time for friends and family. I mean, when you add all that together, it does make it hard to continue to do Yugitubing. And especially for him, because it probably wasn't his sole income, really. It probably wasn't even a fraction of his income. So he probably felt the need to say, well, I need to focus on my actual job versus my side gig. And, that happens. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, so there you go. Yu-Gi-Oh! Jesus and Yu-Gi-Oh! God, basically, have been struck down by Thanos, but guess who's still here? Ben 10,000, your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero. Anyway, guys, all jokes aside, I'm still in a race with a current Yugituber, small Yugituber like myself, YGO and we're having a race to 500 subscribers. So if you guys want to see me win that race and accelerate past him, I know, bad jokes. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and give this channel a subscription. Give this channel a subscription, and yeah, it'll help me out to win that race, and it will mean more than you know. Because my goal is to make this my job, and I need you guys to help me do that. Anyway, guys, I'm Ben YGO. I'm your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.